Indian Medical Indian Medical Association of Medical Students Network, National Council, greets you all and presents you with the second episode of the series research podcast, which is the Inside Influx, to help and motivate medical students to pursue research and learn systematically that how to do a research work, how to write a scientific paper, and prepare for a scientific poster and gather references. For those who are joining in this first time, we welcome you all here. And those who have joined in for second episode, we welcome you back. Here's a small snippet as to what our series aims to provide you and what to expect from us. So please do watch this teaser. Thank you. I can play the teaser right now. Ritu ma'am.
IMAMSN presents Insight Influx. Starting from the 13th of April, these webinars will focus on the theme of Research Podcast. We are honored to invite distinguished research scholars and doctors to share their expertise and provide students with valuable insights into various topics such as research methodologies and publication opportunities. Don't miss this opportunity to gain a deeper understanding of research. Click on the link in the caption to join us.
Oh, thank you so much, ma'am. So after a fruitful session of learnings and understanding with Dr. Rakesh Garg in the previous episode, which mainly focused on doubts which arise in how to start with the research, we would like to continue the same and dive into a more insightful session and more information. So we have Dr. Asha ma'am joining us today. Thank you so much, ma'am, for accepting our invite and allotting your valuable time for us to seek knowledge in the research methodology. To introduce Dr. Asha ma'am, Dr. Asha ma'am is a professor who's working as associate professor in the Department of Community Medicine, SS Institute of Medical Sciences, Davangere, and she is a public health specialist for over 9 years experience and as undergraduate and postgraduate from Ballari and from MIMS respectively. Ma'am is a distinguished recognized PG rank holder and claims to be enthusiastic in research methodology, statistics and child health. She has been a research person in nearly 20 CMEs covering topics on research methodology and statistics. Her scholarly contributions would include up to over 30 publications and authoring around 2 books. A notable fact is, ma'am has been honored with the Best Paper Award on 3 occasions various such conferences. In addition to all of this and her research pursuits, she holds a position of Joint Secretary within the Karnataka State Branch of the Indian Association of Preventive Social Medicine. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining in, and the floor is yours, ma'am. Please introduce yourself and we can continue.
Thank you, Gaurav, for the lovely introduction. I would thank the IMA Medical Students Network, National Council Insight Influx for giving me this opportunity to be a part of this Insight Influx. And I'm very much thrilled because this is my branch, like research methodology, where I can speak and my experiences. Definitely it is one of the experiences like what I would love to, share with you all. And being a undergraduate students, the enthusiastic like what you are in this field, it's lovely to see. And I would take you with a brief look at the topic, what has been there for today, reference or a literature search for writing an original article. I'll share the slides. Hope the slides are visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I'll be discussing on this topic, reference or literature search for writing an original article. So this topic, I'll be covering this. under these following headings to better understand the concept. So what is this literature search? Why we have to do this literature search? Who has to do this literature search? How should we do it? When we are supposed to do this? And where are we supposed to do this literature search? So I'll be I'll be covering under these headings. First, let us look at, just a minute, there is a problem, I guess. Just a minute, sorry. So I'll be covering under these headings. And the first thing is, let us understand about what is this literature search. So now when I'm telling literature search, there are two terminologies that we are supposed to look into. The first word is literature and the second word is search, right? So let us understand this first word, literature. What does this literature mean? Literature is nothing but a collection of published information on a particular topic. So it's published information on some topic which we are interested in. So when I say literature, it has two types to understand. One is scholarly and one more is non-scholarly type. So scholarly means which is being written by experts and it is peer reviewed. So the authenticity of the scholarly literature is high. And whereas non-scholarly is the other way, where it is not written by experts and it is not peer reviewed. So when we want to do a search, it is advisable to get your information mainly from the scholarly literature. So what does the scholarly literature means? For example, it can be the information what we get from books, from articles, from government publications, or from any organization, what they have launched or what the guidelines they have issued. So these becomes the scholarly literature because they are written by experts and they are peer reviewed. Like they just don't publish it. Someone will review it and then that will go for the publication. So that's why it is better to have or to get the information only from scholarly literature. So then the question comes like, what is the use of this non-scholarly literature? Non-scholarly literature is useful when we have nothing in the scholarly literature, like we call it as a gray literature. When nothing is there, it's a new topic. Like for example, when it was like COVID or Zika virus, when it came first, so we didn't have any published data on it. So someone publishes it in newspapers or magazines, so that becomes a non-scholarly, a new topic. When nothing is available in scholarly, then we have to go for this non-scholarly literature. Now, the second word, search. What do we mean by this search? So everyone understands this word search. It means look for. But now in the literature search, what am I looking? I'm looking for specific data. And that to specific data, how am I looking? I have to look at sequentially, the scanning content sequentially. So two things when I tell search, I have to look for specific data and then it has to be in an organized way. So when I club these both words, literature search, so it means that it is a search which is done methodically or in an organized way for all the scholarly sources. I'm stressing the word scholarly sources published on a specific topic. When we don't get scholarly sources, then we have to go for non-scholarly sources. So two things. One is it's a methodological search and we have to go for scholarly sources. So this is the first point to understand like what is literature search. And then here I want to emphasize on two things. Again, there is one word called as literature review. So you might get confused with these words, literature review and literature search. Literature review is a process like where we select a topic and then we identify the places where it is to be searched and then we search for sources, then we analyze, we critically analyze, see whether the information is correct or not, and then we write the review. So this is a whole process of writing the literature. But in today's session, I will be concentrating only on two things. One is where to search for these literature and then how to search for these literature. So to say literature search is a part of the review process. So literature review is a big process. In that, literature search is a part of literature review process. The second question now, who has to do the literature search? So the answer is anyone who is interested in conducting the research. It might be undergraduate student, postgraduate, faculty, medical officer, a clinician, anyone, so a pharmacologist, anyone who is interested in doing the research, so they can do this literature search, right? So now we have answered two questions: what is literature search, and then who has to do this literature search. Next question, why should we do this literature search? Right? So why should we do this literature search? It's mainly to understand the current knowledge, like what is the current knowledge on that particular topic. It might be any topic, like it might be like leprosy, or it might be a tuberculosis topic, or it might be the side effects of tuberculosis, or quality of life, anything. So to understand the current knowledge on that particular topic, we have to do the literature search. And also along with that, we have to identify the gaps. What is there in that existing research, or on the existing topic? What is the gap that we have? So to understand that also, we have to do the literature search. So once we have understood the current knowledge and we have identified the gaps, so that will help us to frame the research question. So it's not like it is an order, or sometimes what happens is we have already framed the research question, and then once we have framed the research question, what we do is we see what is the current knowledge in it and what is the gap in it. So that can also happen, or by understanding the current knowledge and the gaps also, we can frame the research question. So once we have done all these things, the fourth important help what we get from the literature search is to understand the methodology. So once we have framed the research question, then it will help us how we should carry out this research question, how the methodology should be, what should be our sample, what should be a sample size, what should be our sample method, where should we do it, how to do it. So everything comes in the method. So this also we will get to know from the literature search. So literature search is one important point, like why we have to do is mainly to understand the knowledge, to understand the gaps, to frame the question, and also to understand the method, like how we should carry out this research. The fourth one, when should we do this literature search? So now we have got to know what is literature search, who has to do this, and then why we are supposed to do this. The next point is when we have to do this literature search. See, literature search, it is a continuous process. It's not like now we start it and then we end up, nothing like that. It's like continuous process till you think that you want to do a research. From that, it will start, and then from where till the publication process, it will go on. So it is linked to every point of your write-up. In the last session, you are all well versed with the introduction methodology, like how a paper should be written. So every part of it, we need this literature search. Like from introduction to discussion, we need this literature search. Like introduction, it helps us to understand the medical terminologies, the current knowledge, and the gap. So it will help us to write why we are doing this research. So that will help us with the literature search. And in methodology, as I said before, to understand the method, how we have to do, and especially for sample size, when we are doing a study, we need to calculate the sample size. For that, we have to refer the articles on the similar study, what they have done. We take the results from that, and then we calculate the sample size. In the methodology also, it is important. And next, in the discussion part, again, it is important because the results what we have got, we'll compare it with the other studies, like what results they have got and what we have got. And then we'll see like what are the reasons, like why we have got the same results or the different results, and even the limitations also. So that will also be helpful from the literature search, from our own research experience, and also from seeing the other papers, we'll come to know what might be the limitations in our study. So it's like it's a continuous process from starting to the end. We need the search for literature. So this is the fourth point, what is needed: what, who, why, and then when to do this literature search. Now, the last two important sections, where and how to do this literature search. So if I ask any professors or my seniors or my professors, they would tell me how they used to do the search. If I ask them, so they would definitely tell me they would go to library, search for books, search for journals, and then see the newspaper clips. If at all they are relevant, they used to cut it, they used to see it, and sometimes even websites also they used to search for it, and some organization or the guideline books. So they used to do get the search from these type of scholarly resources. But now for the generation who are in the internet field, if I ask them, so the answer what I'll get, or including me, what I would tell, definitely it would be internet. So I would rarely go to library, I would rarely search for the book, I would rarely open the book. It's really hard, and now the time has changed from books from offline to online. Everything whatever you ask for, you get it in your fingertips. Everything you have in the internet, right? So the next answers would be, where if at all you ask me, I would say you can do it in the internet. Until and unless you don't get it, then you can go for the books. I'm not telling it is wrong if at all you go to a library and then you search for the literature. It's not wrong, but it is time consuming. And as I said, like everything you are getting in the internet, so everything you have it easily, it's available. So in that case, it is better you search it, and then when you don't get it, then you can go for the old traditional methods. The problem with internet, I'm not telling that internet is the, yes, it is the solution for all the information. No, it can give us, it can mislead us, it can give us false information in the internet. It can give, it can even manipulate the things, and it can write the thing. I mean, we can get the things like that, or sometimes the private things which should not be published in the internet, we can get those information also. So we have to be very careful when we are using the internet. When we're using the websites, we should be careful, and we should know which websites we should see, and which where we have to get the information. When we look at the internet, so 4% of it is one what we usually access. It's a Wikipedia, Google, Bing, and all. So this is just a 4%. But when we look at the larger part, it is mainly the deep web, like where we get the medical records, government resources, scientific reports, conference proceedings, everything. But we usually avoid this deep web, and usually we search in only this 4% of it. So what is my intention to say here is, just don't look at Google or Wikipedia, but go for other resources also. Go for other government proceedings or conference proceedings where you will get the authentic data. Okay, so as I said, in the older days, they used to go for library. It's called as catalog. So this is also one section where you can get your information. Where catalog is a comprehensive list of all the books, journals, everything. It will be there arranged in a periodical, in a systematic way in library. So where you go it, you search for it, and then you get it, you get the information. But nowadays, what has happened is most of the offline, like whichever was there in the book form, so they were being converted into online form, and it is being also available online. Everything is available online. The last question, how to do this literature search? Yes, almost most half of my slides will be covering about this topic, how to do this literature search. Now we have understood what is literature search, why we should do it, who has to do it, when we are supposed to do it, where we are supposed to do it. And the last important question, how to do the literature search. To understand this better, I have framed it into 5 important questions, like 5 important steps, how we can do this literature search. The first thing is we have to decide on our research question. What is a research question? On which field we are going to do it, whether it is like obstetrics, pediatrics, or medicine, in which field, like what is our research question, that we have to be familiar with that. The second step is, even if the research question is framed, we need to understand the terms and concepts. I'll go in detail with each of these steps in the next slides. So let us understand these 5 steps, what are there at this point. So first is we have to understand the research question. Second thing is we have to define the terms and concepts that are there in this research question. And then we have to select the right database. Third step. The fourth one is search techniques. We cannot just search haphazardly. There are some techniques to search literature. That is the fourth step. And lastly, we need to use the filters. There are some filters which will make the job easy. So we need to understand like how to use these filters. So let us see how each and every step, how we are going to do this. So the first one is you have to decide on your research question. As I said, you can frame it on your own before you go into the search, like before understanding the current knowledge and before understanding the gaps, you can frame your question and then understand what is there in this. Or you can understand the knowledge, you can understand the gap, then you can frame your research question. Anything you can do. So here, for example, what I have done is my research question is, I want to compare postpartum depression among mothers, among vaginal and cesarean delivered mothers. So I have two groups now. One is a set of mothers who have delivered their babies through vaginal route, and the other set of mothers who have delivered their babies through cesarean route. So I want to see what is the postpartum depression in these two groups. So comparison of postpartum depression among vaginal and cesarean delivered mothers. So this is my research question. Okay. So I'm clear with my first step, like what is my research question? So when I put this in the PubMed, hope everyone knows about this PubMed. This is a database where you get many articles. So when I put the same word, comparison of postpartum depression among vaginal and cesarean delivered mothers. So if you see it, there are no results found. So do you think that this is a naive study? No, many studies might have done, but there is something wrong. Like I said, there is some technique, like how we have to do the search, right? So there is something wrong with my title. So the second step, what am I supposed to do? If I put the same words, the comparison of postpartum depression among vaginal and cesarean delivered mothers, I'm not getting anything. So what am I supposed to do it here is two things. One is I have to avoid the stop words and identify the keywords. This is the step 2. Okay, so what are the keywords in my research title? It is postpartum depression, vaginal, cesarean, and then mothers. So these are my keywords, this comparison of among and delivered. So all this becomes a stop words. So they will be cutting the search there. So I need to remove those words and I need to identify the keywords. So for a beginner, it might be difficult to understand like what is a keyword. But if one who is already, who knows what is research, so then definitely understand like what is the keywords. Keywords is like they are giving you a route to search with important words in a title. So there are again many acronyms to understand the keywords. Like we have PICO, PICO. Here I have used PEO. We have Eclipse, we have Spider. So there are different acronyms to identify these keywords. So in the present title, what I had, the acronym what I have used here is PEO. This is also one acronym to identify the keywords. P stands for population. In my title, the population were mothers, and then exposure. Who were the exposed? The mothers who had either delivered cesarean or through vaginal route. So they were the exposure people. And the outcome, what I'm searching is, I'm searching for the postpartum depression, right? So my title fits for this acronym. So I have taken this acronym PEO to identify the keywords. You can go for other, like as I said, like we have PICO, Spider, and Eclipse. So each one of it explains, I mean, each ECLIPSE. So each of it gives me a different word where you can use identify them, and then you can identify your keywords. So now, in the title, what was their comparison of postpartum depression among cesarean and vaginal delivered mothers. Now I have identified my keywords. So when I put these keywords in the same PubMed search bar, so you can see that now I'm getting 55 results. Before it was no results found, but when I've just put the keywords, I'm getting results, right? So the point to understand here is, don't put your whole topic, your research topic, don't put the research question in your search bar. Identify the keywords, and then you have to put only those keywords in your search engine. Then you will be able to get your results. There is a problem again with these keywords. So what is the problem? You can see that it's mainly about the spellings, and then the terminology is what we use. So for examples, what I have given here is differences in spelling. See, we all know that anemia can be spelled in two ways, ANAE also, or it can be ANEMI also, right? So other examples, edema, OEDE also it can be pronounced, it can be written, or it can be EDEMA also. And then estrogen, again, OE or E. So when we have these differences in spelling, the search engine might not understand what is a word what we are writing. The other words like synonyms, young people, they're also called as adolescents. Or cancer, one more example, cancer, it's also called as tumor, neoplasm, so carcinoma, so that is a synonym for cancer. So again, the different words are that. The third one, the problem with the keyword is old and new terminology, like Mongolism, called as Down syndrome, type 2 diabetes mellitus, it's called as non-insulin dependent diabetes mellitus. So the terminologies, when they change, the search engine cannot understand what is the terminology, what we have. So that is a problem. Lay and medical terminologies like eye retina, or sty hordelum, then what we have, fits, and then seizures, preeclampsia. So these terminologies, again, they change. Though they give the same meaning, but the names what we give becomes different. And some acronyms like AIDS, HIV, TB, tuberculosis, it can be tuberculosis or it can be HIV in a long form. So these are the difficulties what we face when we use the keywords. So you can ask me, like, then what to do, ma'am? Like, whether there is a solution for it? Yes, we have solution. We have, we call it as subject headings to avoid this improper use of the keywords. So to make it easy, so we have this called as subject headings. In medical terminologies, we call it as medical subject headings. It's a term called as mesh, MESH, medical subject heading. So what happens with this medical subject heading is, see, if you can see that I've put heart attack here. So when I put this heart attack and then I want to search for the medical subject heading, so it automatically gives me that heart attack is called as a myocardial infarction in a medical subject heading. So now, instead of using heart attack in my title or a keyword, I should put myocardial infarction in my search bar. Then it gives me all the articles which are there, which I've used or which are related to myocardial infarction. So one more thing is to avoid the disambiguation of the terms. Like, for example, cold. For a layperson, cold is temperature. But for us, when we tell that cold, we understand it as a common cold. So these are the problems. So that's why, instead of using the layman terms or the normal terms, it is better, always advised, to use medical subject heading when you're using, or when you're using the, or when you want to search the articles. Okay, so two things that is useful from the mesh words is, it improves the search precision, and then it avoids the disambiguation with the terms that we have used. So let us see with the other example how to use these mesh terms. So now I have, so I want to do a research on leprosy. So this is a mesh word, leprosy. And you can see that when I've put this leprosy word, I'm getting 8 items. So this is the search engine. As an example, I'm giving it as an NLM. The search engines are not, I'm sorry, the subject headings are not only for PubMed. You can use it even in many of the other search engines like Google Scholar, DOJ, any search engines, wherever you type it, they will give you all these mesh words. Okay, so now you can see that when I type leprosy, I'm getting 8 items like leprosy, leprosy multibacillary, leprosy paucibacillary, and so on. So now I want to do a study mainly concentrating leprosy and then multibacillary. Okay, so I want to do a study. I have my research question related to this topic. So now if I tick only this leprosy and multibacillary and then add, we get an option here, add to search builder, and then click, then I will be getting the results. Around 2,274 results I have got it from the words leprosy and multibacillary. So you can see that there are so many articles where they have done the study on leprosy and related with multibacillary leprosy. Okay, so instead of just leprosy, you have to be specific with what we are doing. So you can identify it with the help of these mesh terms. So leprosy, they will use you many options, and then you click it and then you add to search builder, and then you will be getting these results. So now the third step. So we have understood that first thing is we need to frame our research question. In the research question, don't just copy and paste it wherever you are, whichever engines you are doing it, you will not get the information. It's better to identify the keyword, and those keywords should be the mesh words. It's better you use the mesh words to fetch more and more information. Okay, so that was the second step. And now, when we have identified the keywords or the mesh words, now the third step is, what should we do? We have to identify the right database. Where should we put it? Like in the previous slides, whatever I have shown, this is all of the PubMed. Hope everyone knows about the PubMed, Cochrane Library, Elsevier. So these are all the databases. They're all the databases where they have many articles in them. And then when we search there, we will be getting the articles whichever they have it in their database. Okay, so we have international organizations like WHO, UNICEF, where we can even get the information from those portals also. In India also, we have this ICMR and the National Portal of India, where you can get the information from them also. Niti Aayog is also one more good website where you can get the statistics, the reports, what we have are there in recent days. And Google Scholar is one everyone knows about it. It's different from Google. When you type the same words in Google, it will give you every information for newspaper clip, everything it gives you in Google. But Google Scholar, it's mainly for articles. It's mainly for the articles which are published. So only those things you will be getting in Google Scholar. So Google is different, Google Scholar is different. And Inari, we have, this is again from the WHO. It's again a database where you get many articles here. And we have books also, like DOAB, Directory of Open Access Books. This is where you can get the print, online books. What we have, the hard copy, so that will be in a soft copy form. So you can even get, these are all free. These are whatever the information that we get, these are all free. And one more we have is Shodh Ganga. This is for the Indian thesis, people, postgraduates who have done the thesis and they want their thesis to be utilized by other people if they want it, so they can upload their thesis in this Shodh Ganga. This is again a free website where you can get your get the information from the thesis. Even clinical trials, if you want mainly studies about only clinical trials, then you can get it from clinicaltrials.r. And ResearchGate is a new one which we have. Like here you can download the articles. If you have any questions, you can ask the author. So you can chat them with them. Like you can ask your questions. If you have any doubts with the study what they have done, you can do it in ResearchGate. Okay, so these are many of databases what we have. And in the earlier days it was like many people or many researchers, they would advise you to search for in PubMed. But nowadays things have changed. I would say no need for to search in PubMed. You can go with Google Scholar. It is one of the beautiful websites what we have now. So it will give you all the articles that are published in PubMed and then Elsevier, DOIJ, everywhere, wherever you have this important information, so that you will get it in Google Scholar. So Google Scholar is also doing a pretty well job where you can get all your articles in the internet in the present days. So the next fourth step is search techniques. So as we have learned that we have done a research question, we have identified the keywords, and the third point is we know that like where we are supposed to do this search, like identify the keywords. It may PubMed, or it might be a Google Scholar, or it may be on DOAB books, or it might be a ResearchGate. So we have identified the right database. But there also again we have to use some of the techniques to get the proper literature. So some of the terminologies what we can use, it is Boolean operators, truncation, and then parenthesis. Let us see what are these things. The first one is Boolean operators. So now I want to do a study where I have two words, smoking, and then I have cancer. Okay. So these Boolean operators are and, or, and not. And this is not just related for medical. This is these Boolean terminologies are used in many other fields also, like engineering fields or technology. Everywhere we use these words and, or, and the other word is not. Okay. So now when I put this word smoking and cancer in my search engine, so then I will be getting the articles that contain both smoking and cancer. So my search will be narrow. So only those articles which has smoking and then cancer. So that it narrows down my search. It will be very precise what I want. Okay. If I want to broaden my search, then I have to put it as smoking or cancer. When I put smoking or cancer, it will show me all the articles, whether it has either smoking or cancer or both. Okay, so it broadens the search. So you'll get a wide range of articles and the information in the database. Okay, and then when I'm very precise, I want to do a study on smoking, but it is not cancer. Okay, so then you have to write the words as smoking, not cancer. So then you will be getting the articles that will contain the word smoking, but not cancer. Okay, so it will be very specific. It will choose only the articles which will have the word smoking, and it will see to it that if it has cancer, it will avoid it. Okay, so these are the Boolean operators that should be used when you are searching the articles. Just an example, I've used this already in the PubMed and also even in Google Scholar. So see, now I've used smoking and cancer. You can see that there are around 81,000 results. What I've got articles which have both smoking and cancer. Now I have used the word or, so that it is showing me, it is giving me the list of the articles where it has either of the words smoking, or it might be cancer, any cancer. It's not just with related with smoking, any cancer you take. So if you see here, it is 53 lakhs results I have got from the word or. And then when I use smoking, not cancer, then I've got around 2,93,000 results I've got. Similarly, you can get it from Google Scholar also. So why am I telling to use a Google Scholar is you can see that what is the results. Is just with smoking and cancer with PubMed it was 81,000, but here it is 38 lakhs, because Google Scholar it will search within all the other databases like PubMed, Elsevier, MBS, everywhere it will search and then it will give you the results. So it's better to use a Google Scholar rather than going for each databases and searching. You can use a Google Scholar, right? So and or and not has to be used when you are clear with what you want to do it. So then only you can use this words. The second such technique is truncation, use of this truncation, or it's also called as wildcard. So you can understand better with these examples what I have given here. See, educate, where in some of the titles it can be named as education, or educational, educating, or psychology, psychologist, psychological, environmental methods, environment methods, environment friendly method, environmentalist. So when we have these stems with the main word, then what we are supposed, branches with the stem word, then what we are supposed to do is we have to use these symbols. Usually the asterisk is a common symbol that we use. Instead of writing all these words, you just have to write educate and then asterisk. You can use asterisk, you can use as a question mark, or you can use the dollar also. So these are the truncation symbols what we have. So if I use NURS and then the symbol, so it will give me all the articles where it has either mentioned nurses or nursing, so that I'll not avoid any of the articles which has used other terminologies with the same meaning. Okay, so this is the truncation or wildcard. The other one is parenthesis, is brackets. So when we want to clearly define the relationships and then we want to combine some Boolean operators, then we can use this parenthesis. Let us understand with this example again. See, now I want to search the article where it has either mentioned heart disease or cardiovascular disease. I'm putting it in bracket. So the search engine will show me either heart disease or cardiovascular disease. Along with it, there should be either of the words treatment or therapy. Again, these are in the brackets. And either of these words diet or exercise. So it will give me the articles where either of these words, heart disease or cardiovascular disease, and treatment or therapy, and diet or exercise. So if it has, I mean, now I'm specifically telling that I want some 3 words. It might be heart disease treatment diet, or heart disease therapy diet, or cardiovascular disease therapy exercise. So any combination with the words which I mentioned in the bracket. So when the article has either of these all the 3 words, then only it will show me in the search engine. Okay, so that when you specific with the key terms, then we have to use this parenthesis. Again, one more example: digital learning, or it is also called as e-learning or online education, and student performance, or it's also called as academic achievement, not social media. So when you are specific, you can use any of these terms, and, not, or. So when you're clear, then you have to use this parenthesis to improve your search technique. Okay, so the last step, use of filters. Let's revise the steps again. The first step was frame your research question, identify a research question. The second step was identifying the keywords. The third step was identifying your database where you're supposed to do it. And the fourth step was search techniques. And the last step is use of filters. I think everyone knows about these filters. Like when we are doing an online shopping, so we do filter our priorities, like what we want, what is the size, and then what type of dress we want, whether it is in party wear or it is a casual wear. So we do apply those filters, or the price range, we do apply the filters. A similar way, instead of going through those mammoth data what we have in the internet, instead of that, go for filters. So see, this is a clip what I have taken from the PubMed. You get it with all the databases. See, some articles, it's not like if the article name is mentioned, doesn't mean that you will be getting all the free text from that. So you have to, if you want only free text and you don't want any paid text, so you can click free full text, and then you want only clinical trials, and you want only the studies which are done just 5 years back. then you can apply your filters. And even in the advanced section also, you get these options like species, whether the study is done on animals or humans, or the language what you want, like English, French, any language, sex, only on males or only on females, age, anything. So we have multiple filters that are available. So use the filters appropriately, and then you can narrow down your search to get your specific information. Okay. So now, yeah, this is one way. This is an internet method, like how we have to do the search. There is one more method called as cross reference. See, when you want to do a research, and usually what happens is you get some parent article. You will come to know that this is article which I'm supposed to follow. When you feel that, then you can go to the references of that parent article. This is just a screenshot what I have taken. So when you go to the references of that particular article, and then you will get to know from where the parent article has referred, and then you can copy and paste, and you can refer these references also. So this is one way of searching the articles also. So this is called as cross reference. They have referred, and you are cross referring those references which has been there in the parent article. So this is one way of doing the literature search. As I said, not everything is available free, and all the databases will not give you full text articles. Here I have mentioned some of the websites where you can get full text articles. So PubMed Central, you get full text articles. Free medical journals, this is one more website where you get full text, free full text articles. And then DOAJ, this is also a website, specific website where you can get the articles. And NLM Embedded Consortium, this is one more. And scienceopen.com. So these are the websites where you can get the full text articles free of cost. Everything is free of cost. And ResearchGate, as I mentioned, here sometimes you will be having the free text, full text available freely, or sometimes you have to just mail the author to provide you the full text. So once you mail them, if the author wants to share his research, then he will send you the mail, or directly emailing to author. So every article will have a corresponding author where the email ID will be given. So you can even directly mail to author, and you can access for the full text. And you can go for specific journal website, and then even if you are subscribed, then you will be getting the full text. Or if some journals they do give the free articles, so you can go for those specific journal websites, and then you can draw it. And one more last one is Sci-Hub. This is one website which is banned in many countries, not in India. And I personally use it a lot. So here you can get your articles free of cost. And the important thing is, here is a digital object identifier. You need to have a digital object identifier to get the full article. And at the end of my presentation, I'll demonstrate you how to use this. So at this point, I'll just tell you this is a Sci-Hub, where every article will have the DOI. It's like a unique code for that article. So it's called as DOI, digital object identifier. So we need to use this DOI to get the full article. I'll show it at the end of my slide how to use this Sci-Hub. Okay. So these are some of the websites which I have listed. It's not like only these are the websites. There might be many few websites which I might have missed out. Okay. So next. Yep. So because it is research, and the presentation will not be full if at all I don't mention AI tools in the era of artificial intelligence. So whatever I have told till now, so this was a traditional method. I can say it's a prior AI era, but now we are in AI era. So we need to understand, or we need to utilize this AI tools also for the literature search. Not only for literature search, but even for writing, you can use these AI tools. So here I've just mentioned some of the AI tools which will help you for the literature. So the first one which I use is SciSpace. All are free. Whatever I mentioned is all free. SciSpace. Another one what we have is a Research Rabbit, Semantic Scholar, Consensus, Iris.ai, Connected Papers, Litmaps, ChatGPT. Yeah, ChatGPT is one such tool where you can get the literature search. You just have to copy and you just have to type your question and then ask it, find articles, it will give you. But what I found is, like, I find the SciSpace and the Research Rabbit as one of the good tools for literature search. I'll see if at all I can demonstrate these AI tools again. So these are some of the AI tools. I have not used the Iris AI connected papers or lit maps. I've just used SciSpace and the Research Rabbit. The list may be there might be many other AI tools which I might not be aware, because now many apps are coming, many AI tools are coming, which will help you in literature search and also in writing the literature. Okay, so to summarize, so what is literature search? This is a comprehensive exploration of literature systematically. Exploration of literature, and that too we have to do it in a systematic way. Who has to do it? Anyone who is interested in the research can do the literature search. Why should we do it? We have to do it to understand the scientific facts, to know the gaps, to frame the research question, and to frame our methodology. When should we do it? At all stages of the research, we need this literature search. Where should we do it? Preferably scholarly literature, and because it is the internet era, so I would suggest to do it in the internet, or even you can go for books also. There is nothing wrong if at all you go for books also. How to do it? As I said, there are 5 steps how we have done it. First is framing the question, and then identifying the keywords in it, and also again use of the keywords properly, identifying the database properly, and then search techniques, and then also use of the filters. Or else you can go for cross references also, and then you can use some of the AI tools. So AI tools are actually, they are time saving, and they give you many articles just in a snap. So I would recommend that also. So this is summary, like what I would suggest, or what I would like to tell at the end of my session. So thank you. Is there a time so that I can demonstrate some of the AI tools?
Yes, ma'am. If you could, please, I'll help.
Yeah. I think my whole screen is my whole screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So as I said, Google Scholar is different from Google. So this is scholar.google.com. So now I've already used some of the things. Say I want to use mobile reminders for junk food consumption. So now if I click it, I'll be getting the articles on this related topic, right? So this is Google Scholar. And as I said, there are many filters. You can use your filters, like when do you want, since 2024, 2023 and all. So this Google Scholar will give you only the articles, and it will not give you any newspaper clippings or any books and all. So it will give you only the articles. So this is one of the useful tool what I have. And then if I just click here, they've already opened the Sci-Hub. Yes. So see, this is one article which I've opened. There is a availability of PDF here, means you will be getting the full text. You'll be getting the full text here. If some of the articles where if you are open and you don't get the full text, so you just have to copy this DOI. This is a digital object identifier. Copy it and then paste it in your Sci-Hub. See, I can get the article. And I'll not say all the articles you'll be getting, but definitely it's an easy way to download your articles. So this is the same article, because there was an option for the full PDF. I got the full PDF. The same article, when I put it in Sci-Hub, so I'm getting the full article downloaded. So this is one of the useful tools. You can use it, because when you don't get your full article, then you can use or you can download it with the help of your DOI number. Sometimes even if here it is, here I have this DOI number. So I'll show you one more time, copy, and then let's go back to the home page. So you'll be getting the full article. So this is Sci-Hub. It's one of the easiest tool. And then one more I want to specifically tell is SciSpace. See, for users who don't know about the size space, you have to download it. This is an extension. When you just go to the Google and then type size space, because it's already downloaded in my laptop, it's not showing me that link. It's a Google download extension. So you'll be having this extension bars in your toolbar. So you can see that this is a size space logo. I have other AI tools like Cite, Zotero, and then Grammarly I have, Scholarly I have. So the size space is one useful tool. Let us see how the size space works for you. Let me clear this to avoid the confusion. I'll go to Google Scholar again. So now I want to see this use of AI tools by medical students. So if I just select this topic, you can see that there is a pop-up option here. So this is a size space logo. So it will tell me about, give me the options of explain and also related papers. If I just click on the explain, I don't have time to read this article. So it will give me what this article says to me. Okay, you can see that the new window is open. It will tell me what all is there in this article. Or if I feel that this is my parent article, and then if I ask it for a related papers, so it will give me related papers also. So you can see that it has given me 5 related papers, right? So there are many other uses of this size space. So now I'm going directly to the size space website. So you can utilize the size space in Google Scholar also, or you can go for the size space again. Yeah, this is the home page of the size space. So now I want to do a literature review, and then I'm copying the same title and then I'm just putting it here. See, here it's showing me 10 pages. And I don't have time to read all this. So what I do is, you can see that if you want only PDF, you can add PDFs. You can even create a columns here. So currently I have already used. Okay. See, this is the home page, and now I've got 10 papers. I don't have time to read this. So what I want is, I want the conclusion of all these articles. So here is a column, like we have an option called as create a column. So I'll be clicking at conclusion. So when I click conclusion, or when I'm creating a column, so it is giving me the conclusion of this particular article. Here you can see that the conclusion of this particular article. So you can read it, like what this article is saying to you. And also you can add more and more filters. I want a result now. So I have clicked on result. So it will show me what is the result from this study. And it is showing me what is the result from this study. So anything, whatever you want, you can contributions, who has contributed to this. So everything you will be getting from this column option. And then once you go back again, so this is one use. And then you can even ask questions on a PDF also. So you have to just upload the PDF. So I'm just uploading the PDF randomly. Yeah, this is a downloaded PDF. So I have this PDF here with me, and I don't have time to read the full introduction. So what I do is, I just copy it and then ask it. It gives me a pop-up, ask it to summarize the paragraph. So it will give me the summary of the text, what I have selected, right? So you can even upload a PDF, and you can it will help you to summarize, to ask questions also, or even extract the data. Again, you have to upload the PDF here. You can ask any questions what you have. So the same option is there with the ask questions on PDF. So this was a PDF which we have uploaded just a few minutes back. See here, I can even, there's a co-pilot. It's like a chat helping tool. You ask him any questions and it will tell you. If you want any related papers, it will give you some related papers. And there are some AI already generated questions. Find related papers, summarize the introduction of this paper. So these are all previously framed questions, methods used in this paper. So if you ask a question, it will give you the answer. Okay, introduction summary. See, again, you can ask many of the questions, or you can type your question and then it will give you the answer. And one more thing is paraphraser. This has one more beautiful option called as paraphraser, where I'll just have to copy, sorry, let me open a PDF. Yeah. So now I'm just copying this. And then when I put this text sample and then I ask it to paraphrase, so you can see that the same meaning will be paraphrased in different words. Right? The same meaning, you will be getting it in sentence. I mean, it will frame it in a different way. You can even detect it through the AI tool. So it says that the text is minimal human. It will tell you that whether it is AI written or whether it is human. I mean, whether it is a human written. So this is the beauty of the size space, where you can utilize the literature review. You can get the articles, related papers. You can ask the questions. It mainly saves your time in understanding what the article says you about. Right. So there are many other AI tools, as I said, because I'm using this. It's not like I'm telling you to use this, but this is a AI tool what I am using. But there might be many other AI tools which will be more user friendly than this. ChatGPT is also one more AI tool which is. So I don't have a paid version. I have a free version. So again, here you can ask any questions to it. So it will give you the. It will also help you to frame your research question. Frame a research question on use of AI tools among medical students. Oh, sorry, this is not framing me a question. This is giving me an example. How does it does give me, sorry. How does the use of AI tools impact the learning outcomes, efficiency, and clinical decision making skills of medical students? So you can utilize it, and even in your Chat GPT also, when you copy, when you select the sentences, you can get the pop-up of the size space, and again here also you can take the use of the size space. It will again explain wherever, whichever words you copy or you highlight it, then you'll be getting the help of the size space. So you'll get the chat box open. You can again go for the size space and then you can utilize it. Yes, so I think I have explained you about this literature search. So any doubts, please do let me know.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for such an extensive work upon the research search methodology, and something which we don't normally learn during our college days. And like me being in fourth year, I really felt it is a very important session that I guess we all should take. And thank you so much, ma'am. And ma'am, we
Thank you.
have
Any questions? Please.
yes, ma'am, we have two questions which came up from our audience. Ma'am, the
Yeah.
first question is there's this is about predator journals. So predatory journals are there when you want to publish in even let's say they are scholarly journals. How do you know that they're not a predatory journal? They're asking you for a higher paid publication, and how do you know the authenticity then, even though it has a reputed name? You're giving more for what you're publishing. How do you differentiate between that, ma'am?
See, there are many journals which will help you for publication. So now NMC has given you the indexed journals. So like PubMed Central, Embase, DOAJ, Scopus. citation index. So search for the journals which are indexed in these databases. And again, IMA has one more journal called as JIMA, Journal of Indian Medical Association. You can even go for it. So you can send your manuscript to these journals. I would suggest preferably go for a free journals, or else many times it would be difficult for you to find a free journal. Then you can go for a paid journals also, but don't go for too high. See for the indexing. If at all the indexing is not there, or as suggested by NMC, I would suggest don't publish in those journals, because it would not carry you the weightage for your in future. So that's why I would suggest better search, see whether it is indexed or not, and then send your publication accordingly.
Thank you, ma'am. And the second question is a follow-up question to this. So there, the person asking the same thing, that if you're going in for a free publication and a paid one, is it something that the free one has a lesser weightage when you publish it, or is it? How does it work?
It's not about the question of free or it's paid. It's very difficult to actually get your article published in free journals, because they're highly scrutinized, they're peer review. It's not, I'm not saying that the paid one, they're not doing it. They are also doing it. But free journals usually, they take a lot of time. They take a lot of time. If you have a lot of time to wait for your manuscript to get published, so then you can send it for your free journals. Usually they take 6 months, sometimes 1 year, 1.5 years to just reply whether your manuscript is accepted or rejected. They do take time, and sometimes they even ask you for revision if they feel that your research is worth publishing, but they need some alterations in your writing skills. So they will ask you for a questions or any query if they have. They will ask you for that, and once you do it, so that will be published. It's not like there is nothing like whether the weightage of the free or paid. It is mainly about the indexing. The first thing is see whether it is PubMed index, Scopus index, Embase index, or citation index. The easy one where you can go for it is DOIG. It's not just the indexing. What I want to focus here, you should also see the impact factor of the journal. There is one. If I want to explain it, I think it should be a one more session, like how to choose the journals for publishing. So that could be one more session. So one more concept is in impact factor. You have to see that also. The more the impact factor, the journal reviewing or the journal referring is high. So you have to see even that also. Don't look at whether it is paid or free, but I would suggest go for the free one better. Why to spend money? So go for free journals if you have time. So nothing like the weightage. It doesn't depend on free or paid journals.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. We're done with the questions, ma'am. So before I proceed with the vote of thanks, I would like to tell our audience that we have sent in a feedback form through which we would like you to fill your honest opinions in, so we can improve on the same as well. Thank you. And also, Ashram, thank you so much on behalf of the entire organizing committee for joining in this session, ma'am. Firstly, I am from BMC Chitradurga, which is a neighboring college to Davangere, and we keep coming to SS, and
Okay.
hopefully,
That's why I was thinking, how come he's spelling Davangere correctly?
yes, I'm from Bangalore, but the thing is, we keep coming to SS, and it's good to know that, ma'am, that we have a professor with lots of research insight.
Thank you so much.
And also, I'd like to thank the pillars of our podcast, Dr. R.V. Ashokan sir, who is the national president, Dr. Anil sir, who is the secretary, general secretary of IMSN, Dr. Shalab sir, who is the chairman, Akshay Yadav sir, who is the convener, Arjit Bansal sir, who also joined us. Thank you so much, sir, the national convener for IMSN. And lastly, Dr. Pritish Mehta sir, who is the joint secretary. And this couldn't be possible without our digital partner, ClearNet. So thank you all for attending, and hopefully we'll see you in the next session. Thank you so much again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone, for giving us the opportunity to host the session. And we hope to have you again on our platform very soon. Thank you. Good night.